Hello, everybody. Happy Friday morning. We have made it to the last day of the work week, and we are cranking up the heat as we do so. First warn in place today and on your Saturday for that dangerous heat and those feels like temperatures well into the triple digits. So that's something we're watching very closely. But those are only two of the four first warns we have in place. They actually extend all the way till Monday, but for a different reason. Sunday and Monday, we also have first warns for strong to severe thunderstorm potential. With that, gusty winds are possible and the chance for flooding concerns, as it looks like we could get a decent amount of rainfall over the next 4 days, but seriously, only in about 48 hours between Sunday and Monday, we really look to put down a lot of rain out there. So going to break down how much rain we could see, how hot we're going to get these next few days, and what you need to do in terms of planning your weekend according to these first warns that we have in place. I know for a lot of us, it's the last weekend before the kiddos, Shawnee Mission School District, go back to school. I know we want to get outside and enjoy the summer and the outdoors, and there will be times to do that, but we do need to be staying weather aware this weekend. And that starts today. We have a heat advisory in place today from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. So that's not in effect just yet. That'll come in just under 3 hours and last all the way till 8 p.m. tonight. So within that time frame is when a lot of us are getting off work, trying to get outside and kick off those Friday evening plans. Know that it's going to be very hot and feeling even hotter. Orange all across the map. That's where every single heat advisory is issued for essentially every single county interviewing area. It's going to be a hot one out there. Limit that outdoor activity. If you want to get out and about tonight, I highly suggest going after dinner time, maybe postponing those plans by an hour or two so we can get that sun a bit lower, cool those temperatures down just slightly. And if we look outside right now, we can already see how we are heating up out there. Already feels like the 90s, 10 a.m. on your Friday morning. So that's just a testament to how hot it is outside, how humid it is outside, and how we're going to be feeling even hotter as we go through and navigate the rest of your Friday afternoon. The saving grace here today, gusty winds. Now they're coming out of the south, which means that we're boosting that humidity, reinforcing that moisture, but at least from time to time those winds will help those temperatures feel not so unbearable. But again, just across that 10 o'clock hour, already feeling like 91 degrees on this Friday morning. Going through the rest of your day, if you're home today with the kids and you want to get outside and enjoy the pool, go for it. I mean, it's going to be hot, so you need to be practicing heat safety and limiting that outdoor time. But in the early afternoon, when we're seeing temperatures in the 90s, I know that calls for pool time, that calls for trying to get outside and beat the heat. Know that once we go into the late afternoon and evening from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., we are going to add in a spotty 20% chance for rain. So that's something that you might encounter. We're not looking at thunderstorms today, but a couple pop-up showers cannot be ruled out. Again, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. today. That's also when we'll be having the hottest time of day. So they go in tandem with each other. Definitely best to stay inside at least from 4 to 8 today. But really, the entire stretch of that heat advisory, we need to be limiting our outdoor time. Forecast highs today, hot in the 90s. Some of us nudging up closer to the upper 90s down in Butler and Garnet, Ottawa, Paola, down in the mid 90s where we are in Kansas City today. Farther north you go, slightly cooler it gets, but really not all that much. Still in the 90s, we're still all going to feel like the triple digits today, feeling like 105 to 108 degrees this afternoon. Reminder, those feels like temperatures, anytime we say them, that's in the shade. So it's going to feel even hotter in the direct sunlight. And that feels like temperature of 105 to 108 is why we have that heat advisory in place today. We do not have it extended into tomorrow yet, but it is possible that we do. We'll be sure to keep you updated on that when we get the latest from the National Weather Service. So we've talked about today's first warn, very hot and humid, feels like 105 to 108, heat advisory in place today on your Friday. Second first warn, Saturday, also very hot and very humid, just barely less so. That key difference is that we get closer to feeling like 105 or just less, which puts us just under the criteria that would cause a heat advisory to be issued at this time. If newer model data comes in and that pushes us a little bit warmer tomorrow, almost instantly will we have that heat advisory be issued. So we're really on the cusp of being within a heat advisory or not. Even if we don't get that extended or reissued tomorrow, still going to need to be practicing heat safety, still going to be very hot. Feeling like 108 and feeling like 105 is not a huge difference. So know that regardless if we get that heat advisory or not, still going to be very hot tomorrow. Sunday, first warn, but for a different reason. We start to bring in rain thunderstorm chance. That starts late Saturday night going into early Sunday morning. We're talking the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms and very wet. So we're talking flooding potential too. That carries into your Monday, first day of school for a lot of us. Very wet again, heavy rain, thunderstorms possible. We're monitoring severe concerns at this time. Nothing right now, but would not be surprised if we do have that severe potential up. So again, sunny right now. We're going to bring in clouds overnight tonight. Those will stick with us tomorrow. That could also help us stay just barely cooler tomorrow on your Saturday. But then we bring those rain chances back going into your late Saturday night at 30%, and then Sunday upping that to 70%. I'll lay that out for you here. Then I'll go through a rough look of forecast radar and generally what we're looking at for the weekend. There's that 30% chance of rain on your Saturday. Again, first warn in place for the heat, not the rain. Sunday and Monday, though, is when first warns come into place for that storm potential, and we're looking to get pretty wet. Even if we don't find thunderstorms on the strong to severe side, still talking heavy rainfall, still talking flooding concerns, severe weather or not. So just keep that in mind. If we look and break down that future track radar for your Saturday, we could see scattered showers trying to get started as early as this time tomorrow in about 24 hours. That's the snapshot you're looking at there on your screen. First warn already in place, but that thunderstorm potential doesn't come until the late night. So this first warn that you see on your screen is for the heat. So simultaneously we're feeling heat and humidity, and we're getting some rain too. Then in the afternoon, possible we find a couple pop-up thunderstorms, but here's into the overnight. This is when that rain chance becomes more significant. Going into early Sunday morning, we could see that line of thunderstorms trying to pull in, especially along and north of I-70. That's where the greatest potential and greatest chance to find rain is on your Sunday. Starting in the very early morning hours, it's possible that arrives just before midnight Saturday going into Sunday, but know that Sunday morning looking to be messy. If you have any shopping you need to do for back to school, even though it's hot today and tomorrow, I would suggest doing it then, because you're going to be dodging a lot of raindrops on your Sunday. Then going through the afternoon, we're going to up that rain chance to a 70%. Stick with it. So here's what we're looking at for severe storm potential. This is for Saturday, but this outlook goes all the way till 7 a.m. on your Sunday morning. That's that 1 out of 5. So any pop-up thunderstorms we get Saturday like afternoon, evening, they're looking to stay subsevere, but the later we get into the night, the higher that severe potential rises. Then Sunday shifted that 1 out of 5 risk just slightly southward, still for the same risk, gusty winds, heavy rainfall. How much rainfall? Well, by the time we get to Monday, here's what we're looking at. Northernmost viewers, you look to get the bullseye of the rain. We're talking 2 to 3 inches. Isolated spots do have the chance to find even more than that, but you could see that gradient in those rain total estimates really fall off the farther south that you go. So the systems and the showers and thunderstorms that will be pulling in the bulk of the rain will sit over the northern half of the area and then fizzle out as they move southward. You could see here on your Security Bank 7-day forecast, even once we get past your Monday, we are not out of the woods with those rain chances. Still have a couple more chances for showers, maybe some sub-severe thunderstorms through the middle of next week. We also experience a cool down with this rain. That's a silver lining of it, but no, that's going to be a messy commute Monday morning. That's going to be a messy wait out at the bus stop. So as always, stay weather aware, stay tuned in, and we'll keep you posted every step of the way.
Welcome in, welcome in. What is it? Good Friday morning. I'm Janae Hancock here with Taylor Johnson. Taylor, as you can see, I need a little bit more coffee.
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully I can help you out. We were full of so much energy this morning on the morning newscast.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, oh, it's Friday.
It's Friday. And you know what? I was just telling Stevie that it just does not feel like Friday to me just yet. So
well, hopefully we can get you to that Friday feeling by the end of the stream.
So we need to jump into everything.
Yes.
We do not have a Chiefs press conference for training camp happening today because they are gearing up for their first preseason game.
Yes.
Neil Jones will kind of preview that for us in a tad bit. But for now, we do want to start off with your news headlines. Starting off with this story right here on your screen. Students at Bishop Miege High School will now have a new president after Phil Banowicz was fired. He was banned from all school activities back in June while under investigation for alleged inappropriate behavior with a minor. KCTV5's Morgan Rydell has the latest.
I'm Morgan Rydell. Late last night, Olathe School Board members voted to repurpose Westwood Elementary School starting next school year. Important for parents to know, as 150 students could be moved. They'll be meeting with parents next month to figure out where these borders should be drawn. The reason for this move: leaders here on the school board have cited declining birth rates, causing declining enrollment numbers, and something they don't expect to turn around anytime soon. So they'll be working with parents to just figure out the next steps here, make sure the district is balanced for the future.
All right, and the clock is ticking for the Kansas City Area Transportation Authority to make a deal with Kansas City. The city's bus service is set to shut down in the coming weeks, and if they can't agree to a new contract before next Friday, as KCTV5's Chandler Watkins reports, riders aren't happy.
Sign the contracts. Thousands of Kansas Cityans are waiting with bated breath.
After the meeting, KCATA CEO Frank White said no decision was made because they're still waiting on a contract from the Kansas City Council.
We kind of talk about options today, where we are with the negotiation with the city and potential next steps.
So what happens now? The Kansas City Council is set to meet next Thursday, where they will discuss the ordinance containing a contract with the KCATA. Then on Friday, the day the funding is set to expire, the KCATA is holding another special meeting at 8 a.m., where they hope to be able to vote on a contract with the city. With the clock ticking, those who rely on transportation, like Cunningham, will have to continue waiting to see what happens.
All I can think of is, how am I going to get to work the following week?
Again, that was our Chandler Watkins reporting. And we do want to move on to Prairie Village. Taking a look at this screen, it might seem pretty familiar, what you're seeing here on your screen. Prairie Village police have heard an alarming amount of calls when it comes to kids riding e-bikes and e-scooters unsafely this summer. And now one shopping center is banning them outright. The shops at Prairie Village is putting their foot down just days after City Council agreed to new safety changes like a helmet requirement and age restrictions. People in the area say their biggest concern with the devices is the safety of kids riding them and drivers who just might not see them on the roads.
Some of the kids that come by, they're going faster than the cars, riding up on the sidewalk. A lot of them also without helmets, which is also a real concern, but just them riding and being in the area with, like I said, no respect for others.
Now, we have reached out to the shops about this announcement, but we have not heard back just yet.
We're going to keep things in Prairie Village right now. So voters, they're going to decide this fall if they want to form a new government. The city operates under a mayor-city council structure like most cities in Kansas. We don't know what that new government would look like, though. Voters will make a decision on November 4th.
Alrighty, the clock is slowly ticking before Kansas City hosts the World Cup, while the spotlight will be on the teams and the players, of course. Volunteers right here in the Metro will help give fans an unforgettable experience. KC 2026 says over 10,000 people have already signed up to help, but they still need at least 5,000 more to raise their hands. Now, over the next 2 weeks, people that have shown enough interest will start filling out applications. Volunteers could be at the airport, downtown Kansas City, and of course, Arrowhead Stadium. But you can't forget about FanFest at the Liberty Memorial.
The experience, the chance to engage with other cultures, the chance to, show our pride in our city, we think is a really terrific opportunity.
And anyone interested in volunteering, you can actually go to this story on our website, KCTV5.com. We actually have a whole tab going there now. Right at the top, you can see it says World Cup 2KC. Taylor, I just want to be kind of a fly on the wall to be one of these volunteers, to go in and see exactly what they're going to be doing and just their overall experience. I mean, how cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge variety of things that they could do. And one of the things that we talked about this morning, we did a fact check related to this. And they were saying that most of the volunteers are looking for people who kind of have a global knowledge.
That
you know,
makes
that
sense,
maybe
yeah.
can speak like different languages or might know about different cultures. But they're also going to get like some really good swag. I want to say it's like an Adidas pack. They're going to get like shoes and all types of apparel. So and other really cool gifts. So it's, even though it's a volunteer thing, it sounds like they're still going to get some really nice stuff in return.
Right. So not only are you going to have an unforgettable experience just being there, but you're going to be walking away with some cool gear, things that you can hold on and possibly pass down for generations. So I cannot wait to hear from those volunteers after the World Cup come next summer, just how it all went for them, how it all played out. But again, you can head over to our website, KCTV5.com, where you can find a direct link to the application to fill out. Again, you just have 2 weeks to get that done. They are still looking for 5,000 volunteers. 10,000 have already.
10,000.
I know. 10,000 have already signed up. People are just eager to join in on the fun and be there. So very excited for them. Can't wait to hear.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so this is for our senior population. There is new affordable housing on the way for you. This is after Swope Health broke ground on their brand new campus. You see it happening there. The project will offer 200 units along with 75 others for people who rely on mental health care services. Mayor Quentin Lucas of Kansas City says this expansion will help fulfill the need for healthcare services in the southwest part of the city.
We just heard about the closure of the maternity ward at Research Hospital just down the street on the other side of 71 Highway. What this is doing right now is doubling down on healthcare access. This means that there will be more behavioral healthcare access. This means that there will be more geriatric care and, frankly, other primary care type specialties that are necessary for this part of Kansas City.
All right, and to add on to that, the price tag for the 12-acre campus is $126 million.
Okay, all right. So before we go to another break, we do have a health interview we do want to bring you here in a moment. But first, we have to end off with some kind of cool news. Well, we'll see.
Janae's definition of cool.
Smoothie King and Heinz, they have collaborated to launch a new product. How does a tomato ketchup smoothie sound to you, Taylor? Look at this photo. Okay, so Heinz says it is the first ever ketchup-based smoothie. The creation actually blends Heinz Simply Ketchup with acai sherbet, apple juice, strawberries, and raspberries. Heinz describes the taste as sweet and tangy, and the smoothies are available at select Smoothie King locations nationwide.
It depends on how much of the ketchup is in there, because everything else sounds good.
Yes.
But, you know, is it going to taste like I just dipped
I can tell you
my
right now,
French
I'm
fry?
not trying this.
If I were to get like a sample, like a little like Sam's Club sample, maybe I wouldn't buy it either, but
Yeah.
it doesn't sound terrible. It's like, how much I don't know.
I am just, well, first of all, I'm not a big tomato person.
Yeah.
And so that means I'm not really a big ketchup person. I'll have ketchup, but in a drink, we're pushing it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how much you're going to put in there. I just think, what are we doing?
Well,
That's
kids
my
love
first
ketchup.
question.
You can
They
maybe give it to
do.
your kid.
You can give it to your kids. And you know what? Kids will tell you the truth. They will tell you, like, I don't like this. This is not good. You need to go back to the drawing board. But if you try it, definitely shoot us a message. Let us know how it is. But
and record yourself. We want to see your
yes,
reaction.
and hopefully we can get, there's a Smoothie King location here locally where we can get Taylor Johnson to try it, because she's going to be our guinea pig and let us know what she thinks. Alrighty, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, so we are going to take you to a press conference that is happening right now in connection with the Family Dollar that collapsed, killing one man who was actually laid to rest this week. We're going to tune into that right now.
Of that roof and that building in general for some time, and they simply chose not to do anything about it. They chose, and we intend to hold all those responsible fully accountable. They simply chose profits over people. Let me say that again. They chose profits over people. Fixing that building, fixing that roof would have cost time and money. And they did not feel that the people that shopped there were worth the time and money necessary to keep that building from collapsing and killing one of their customers. They chose profits over people. Miss Vicky Banks, his lovely wife of over 45 years, is obviously devastated and asked me to make sure that her husband's death was not in vain. She wants to make sure that no one else has to endure such a loss. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Banks served in the Army as a young man, where he devoted a portion of his life to protecting this nation. And now it is our job to ensure that his tragic and unnecessary death will not be in vain. Even in death, Mr. Banks will continue to protect his community when we make certain that this lawsuit motivates Family Dollar to never let something like this happen again. Putting profits over people is un-American and unacceptable here in Kansas City. Thank you for coming, and I'll be happy to take a few questions.
I know you guys are obviously taking action against the property manager and the Family Dollar. Do you guys plan to take action against the city?
That is under consideration. No decisions have been made at this point, but that is definitely under consideration.
Sir, do you feel like Family Dollar is more responsible or the building owner is more responsible?
I believe they are all equally responsible. They put profits over people.
What was it about this case that made you want to take it on?
Well, I too am a veteran of the United States Army, and when I saw and when I heard about what happened, and Ms. Banks came to us and told me about his life, and told me about what he did as a young man, and told me about what she wanted his death not to be, that she wanted his death not to be in vain, I took it as a personal responsibility as a fellow soldier to make sure that every I was going to be dotted and every T was going to be crossed to make sure that a soldier's death is not in vain.
I know you said Ms. Banks didn't want to make a statement, but would it be okay if I asked her a question?
I'd be happy to respond on her behalf.
I was just going to ask, of course, this lawsuit, you plan to bring justice to him, but is that enough?
Justice is all that is what the family and the community deserves. It will not bring back her husband of over 45 years. Nothing is going to be enough. Her goal is not about herself. Her goal is to make sure that no one else suffers such a tragic and unnecessary loss.
Sir, what does justice look like? Is there a set price range you guys are aiming for in this lawsuit, or just what does justice look like? What are you aiming for to get out of this?
Justice is whatever the community thinks is appropriate to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and to compensate this family for this business intentionally putting profits over their customers' safety.
All right, we will continue to keep you posted on the latest developments following this press conference regarding charges in the Family Dollar collapse just a few weeks ago. As a result, one person died. Again, it looks like they are still considering charges against the city. Again, you can go to KCTV5.com for the latest on that. For now, we are going to take a quick break. Welcome back into the live desk. Safety remains top of mind for many as students return to school. And in their next few days back in class, students will have to go through several trainings, fire drills, tornado drills, and unfortunately, active shooter drills. And that brings us to our guest for today, Dr. Mark Leeser, who is really the head of the Stop the Bleed program. Dr. Leeser, thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. As we know, you are with the Research Medical Center. So I do want to jump straight into this. We hear the program Stop the Bleed, but what exactly is that for our viewers who aren't unaware?
An easy way to explain it is Stop the Bleed is kind of like CPR for trauma patients. A lot of people who are victims of injuries, whether they be violence or workplace or school injuries, can bleed to death from a simple superficial wound in their arms or their legs. And this is a way to get a non-professional layman bystander to jump in and stop bleeding and potentially save lives.
And really, Stop the Bleed is the result of a certain mass shooting, specifically the Sandy Hook. Tell us a little bit more about how it was born and the conversations surrounding it that really encouraged you all to create it.
It was a combination of military experience and then the civilian tragedy. The data that we learned from the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan showed that tourniquets can be very beneficial in saving soldiers' lives. And that data coincided with the Sandy Hook tragedy in 2012, where I believe about 20 children and 8 adults were killed. And surgical leadership at the time wanted to translate the military experience into civilian experience and to be able to train bystanders to stop bleeding. A lot of people can bleed to death from a simple extremity wound, and the goal was to be able to train bystanders in simple techniques to stop bleeding, to keep patients alive long enough for them to get to a trauma center where they can get definitive care.
And Dr. Leeser, we are taking a look at file video from 2012, and you were exactly right. 26 people were killed in this mass shooting on December 14th. 20 of them were children. So you talk about blood loss. Let's talk about the statistics surrounding that. What have you all found? And let's also touch on the impact. Why does it cause death just so quickly?
40% of people will bleed to death or have their cause of death being bleeding before they get to the hospital. And sometimes it just takes simple pressure on the wound or a tourniquet that can stop the bleeding long enough for patients to get to the hospital. The average EMS response time is in the range of 7 to 10 minutes, but a person can bleed to death in under 5 minutes. So a bystander jumping in and stopping the bleeding and temporizing can keep the patient alive until professional first responders get there and get the patient to the hospital.
Someone can bleed to death within under 5 minutes, to be exact. So walk us through what people should do when the unthinkable happens. What are the exact steps?
Well, first thing, we'd like everybody to take a Stop the Bleed course because they can get excellent training from our instructors on how to do this. But there are basically 3 things we want people to learn how to do. One is just to learn the simple technique of putting direct pressure on a wound. A wound in an arm or a leg, if you put pressure properly, you can stop the bleeding and keep the patient alive. If direct pressure doesn't work, we teach people how to pack the wound. You can use anything that's handy, even a t-shirt or a piece of clothing if necessary, to pack a deeper wound to stop it from bleeding. And last but not least, if those techniques don't work, we teach people how to apply tourniquets to arm or leg wounds that can stop bleeding and keep people alive long enough to get to the hospital. And sometimes that just means using a belt if you don't have a real tourniquet available.
You know what, Dr. Leeser, I still have the kit from when I met with you all last year around this time as students were preparing to head back to school. And that's what we're taking a look at here on our screen, one of the training courses that you all hold. So when I spoke to you last year, you were speaking about the importance of getting students enrolled, people of all ages to be exact. So how do parents enroll their children into this program, Stop the Bleed?
There are courses all over the place. We are happy to organize courses. We have instructors in our trauma department who go out to schools. We've been training city employees. We train police officers. And if they contact the trauma department or research medical center, we would be happy to arrange a course. It could be anywhere from a few people to a large group. We've run all sorts of training courses. It really takes no more than about 30 minutes, and you can become very proficient at all the techniques that you need to stop bleeding.
And I do want to get your reaction to the SB 68, the Stop the Bleed Act, because this was not in effect last year when we spoke. But that new Missouri law now protects students with bleeding control kits and training. Emphasis on that and making sure that at least one staff member has that training. What's your reaction to that? Because when we talked about this last year, it was not in effect.
This is something that I've been also involved in trying to promote. I think it's a major accomplishment on the part of the state legislature. And like I mentioned earlier, Stop the Bleed is very similar to CPR for trauma. And just like we have CPR kits and defibrillators now in public places, we want to have Stop the Bleed kits so that on the wall there's a readily accessible tourniquet. There are gloves and gauze pads and the basic supplies that you need to stop life-threatening bleeding. And the fact that the legislature has agreed that we now need to put these in schools and provide people with training has significant potential to save lives.
And your goal last year was also to train government employees. What's the latest update on that as well?
We spent the past year, we're not done yet, but we've been working our way through City Hall and other city departments and trying to train as many people as possible. And again, we associate this with violence and mass shootings and things along those lines, but it's not just that. There can be workplace accidents. Someone puts their hand through a plate glass window. A kid falls on the playground. There can be anything that causes bleeding, and these techniques can stop injuries and stop potentially life-threatening injuries from any of those sort of incidents.
And I know I heard from some of the students last year. I believe the youngest I spoke to was 6 years old, I want to say, this young guy on our screen. But what do you typically hear from children when they go through this program? What are the common questions that they have?
I think they're just the kids are interested in learning. They're enthusiastic. It's unfortunate that they feel the need to learn to do this, but it just goes to show you really that somebody of any age can learn these techniques. They're not complicated. They're not sophisticated. They're very, very basic techniques, and you can take an elementary school kid and teach them enough basic skills to save a life.
Dr. Leeser, it is always a pleasure again here with Research Medical Center. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with me today.
My pleasure. Happy to do it.
And for more stories like this one, you can go to our website, KCTV5.com, and click on It's Your Health.
We're going to have some fun here talking about the dog days, the origination. We're going to head on up to the sky and take a look at the stars. The brightest star in the night sky, the sun is the brightest star, but in the night sky is the Sirius star. It is the brightest star. It's called the dog star for many reasons that go back to Greek, and I'm not going to go through the Greek translation, the Latin translation, and all that. Just know that's where it goes through, and it's part of the constellation Canis Majoris. So let's talk about what it is. It is a rising of the Sirius star into the visible sky, and it happens to coincide with part of the hottest times of the year, especially in the northern hemisphere, and that's connected to heat and drought and storms and disease. So you can tell it didn't have a real good reputation to begin with. In fact, I could break it down a little bit more. In Egypt, they used it to signal. You got to remember, way back in ancient times, they were looking at the stars to figure things out. They were using it to figure out when the annual flooding of the Nile would begin. In Greece, it got uncomfortably hot part of the summer. Now, I can't pronounce these two. I don't speak Swedish or Finnish, but both of those words mean rot month. And it just meant that it's so hot that all the fruits and vegetables a lot of times would rot before they could eat them in those countries. So again, it had another bad reputation as being known as rot month. So that's the origin of the dog days. But now let's check in with meteorologist Stevie Stevenson looking at the new view of the dog days of summer.
Nowadays, the term dog days of summer takes on a bit of a different meaning. Now, that is when we find the hottest time of year, at least according to climatology. So we pull open the history books and we go back through the records of the past 50 or so years, and we average out those maximum temperatures each day. We find that from July 16th all the way through August 7th, we find an average high temperature of around 89 degrees. That's our dog days of summer, our hottest time of year. And let's see how this year stacked up with that. Tons of data points spanning back from July 16th all the way to today on your August 7th. And we can see, compared to that red line, which brings in that normal high of 89, that we have a lot of data points riding below that. That's why it doesn't come as a huge surprise that we fell cooler than that average afternoon high of 89 degrees since July 16th, bringing us back in at the rank of 35. 86.1 degrees was what we found in the afternoons on average, that hottest time of day, significantly cooler than that average of 98.5 back in 2012. So this year, middle of the pack. I know we had some really hot days in there. We definitely had a nicer, cooler start to August. But once we crunch in the numbers, that's how this year's dog days of summer ended up.
There was a special guest here at Chiefs training camp today. Now, yesterday we had a former Missouri governor and a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. But today's guest was a lot bigger than that. Josiah Medler's a 6-year-old Chiefs fan who loves a certain player.
Travis Kelce.
We first met Josiah last fall when he was just healing up after a lifetime spent battling heart problems.
It was like, I can do it with a broken heart.
The Southern Illinois native had become a fan of Kelce, and today he gets to meet his hero face to face for the very first time.
He said hi, and I said I love you.
Travis said to him, "What's up, big guy?" And then Josiah said, "Have a good day at work." And he said, "I see you, number 87," because of his jersey, and it totally made his day.
Josiah admits that he was surprised when he came face to face with Kelce.
Very, very big.
Well, this caps a year in which he got to attend a Chiefs game and see a Taylor Swift concert.
It was so wonderful. I got to see Lover, and that's my favorite song.
He and his family have come a long way from the days when he was fighting for his life.
Sometimes doesn't feel real, but he deserves it.
Now, the Chiefs and Travis Kelce might not win the Super Bowl this season, but to little Josiah, Travis and his teammates are already champions. In St. Joe, Neil Jones, KCTV5 Sports.
I love
All
that.
that personality. I just love it.
And the little Elmo, like you said. But
it's
him
so cute.
saying, "Have a great day at work. I see you, 87," is adorable to me. I love that.
Yes, and then he talked about how big Travis Kelce is. Can you imagine Travis Kelce next to this little kid?
Yeah, that is so cute. And I love the fact that Neil touched on, even if they don't take it to the Super Bowl this year, if they don't win, this was a Super Bowl for him. So just seeing his little face, I love that he continued to follow his journey.
Yes.
And that story last year was amazing, but to see this one where the interaction between the two is even better.
So much so.
Love
Travis
that.
Kelce better watch out for he take his job.
I know. He said, "Have a great great day at work," and then he went to a Taylor Swift concert. So maybe on the checklist is meeting Taylor Swift or seeing Taylor Swift at one of the games. So we'll have to make that happen. Taking a look at this, the countdown continues. We are just a day away. The Chiefs will kick off preseason tomorrow against the Arizona Cardinals. That kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Taylor, what are you doing? What's like your go-to football meal? We'll talk about that today.
Okay, so I'm a wings girl.
Wings,
I
same here.
love wings.
What kind of wings?
So I would do like a classic buffalo wing.
Okay.
I like a garlic parm wing.
Okay, so I have to touch on this because I was going back and forth with some people here in the newsroom just a few days ago. It was Wing Day.
Okay.
And so when you think about wings, what do you think of? Like buffalo wings, right?
Yeah.
Bone in?
Bone in. Not those little nuggets.
Exactly. I don't know who I was talking to. Well, I know some people here on the desk. We won't say their names. But also, it was, I want to say it was Melissa Meter. It was Melissa. She said boneless wings.
That tracks.
For Wing Day.
That tracks.
And I'm like, girl, this is the same person that said, what, barbecue restaurant? Oh, yeah, and I got their chicken tenders.
Yes, that's what
You
I said.
cannot
That totally
count
tracks.
that.
She loves a tender. She loves a nugget.
Oh,
not a wing.
My goodness. Anyways, yes, I love that. Buffalo wings for football games have to, I would say, buffalo dip.
Oh, yes.
Is a go-to.
Yes. And some guacamole. I like guac.
I'm allergic now, but
I'm
yes,
sorry.
guacamole for sure.
I will have mine and Janae's.
And also nachos. You have
yes.
to have nachos. So there's our little platter for
That's a nice
football,
little
getting
spread to
ready.
start.
If you're going to do some last minute shopping today to get ready for the preseason game tomorrow, again, taking a look at your screen right now, Saturday at 7 p.m. is kickoff against the Arizona Cardinals.
Go Chiefs!
Something to look forward to. Grab your red gear as well if you're getting ready to head out the door. For now, we are going to take another quick break. Welcome back. Welcome back. Taylor, go ahead and sing our welcome back song.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, there it goes.
Back.
Perfect. Okay, so more than 82,000 rubber ducks took the plunge into the Chicago River this week for the 20th annual Chicago Ducky Derby. Have you ever heard of this?
No, not until today.
Alrighty, well, here it is. And it was all for a great cause. The annual event kicked off on Thursday morning with crowds gathering along North Michigan Avenue as they waited to see which duck would take the top prize. The event raised nearly $600,000 for Special Olympics Illinois. I love this. They're always doing something different with their river.
Yeah. We were talking about St. Patrick's Day, they dye it green.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to see that in person. I've never seen it in person, but it's crazy to see the crowds that line up, that gather to see all of these events that go on at the Chicago River.
It's amazing. But my question is, okay, do these duckies, do they have like numbers on them? Like, how do you indicate which one is the winning duck? And then which direction are they going? It just, they just kind of dropped it in the water.
Yeah, I'm sure it's safe. I think that was my biggest question.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's safe, but then also
that's a lot of
I'm
ducks.
also thinking about like the cleanup process.
Yeah. I guess it's a good thing they float. You can just scoop them out. Maybe.
What else do? They do the St. Patty's Day. This is my first time hearing about the ducky contest, the duck contest.
Melissa said that, because she's from that area, she said that they also will dye it blue for the Cubs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, well, they have this huge space to do it, so why not take advantage of it?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have to add this to the list. As far as things to do in Chicago, and this last line actually says no ducks were left behind. They were all collected and saved for next year's Derby.
I like that. Environmentally friendly.
Yes, so cute. Awesome. We are going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the live desk. Taylor Johnson here at this 11 o'clock hour. So if you're watching, many of you may have August 28th marked on your calendar, because that is when the Kansas City Classic is going to kick off at Arrowhead Stadium. And what it's going to be, honestly, is the first of its kind. It's a new football tradition being brought to the city. And this year, Battle Sports has been named the event its title sponsor. Battle Sports is out of Nebraska. So I'm going to read you the bio of their CEO, Chris Circo, who is with us today. He is the founder and CEO of the company. Battle Sports is known for its innovative, protective, and performance gear in football, including mouth guards, gloves, and more. And it is a Nebraska-based company with a global reach and even reaching right over here to Kansas City. So let's bring in Chris. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So first of all, just tell us a little bit more about Battle Sports for those who may not have heard of you all before. I know I've read a little bit about your background, but what can you tell us?
Yeah, we're a mouthguard company that was founded, 10 years ago, and we've been able to parlay that into a intense focus on football, whether it be shoulder pads, cleats, team sports, and uniforms to events. We've just been 100% dialed in on football since we started. And that takes us kind of, like I said, across tackle football, high school football, flag football, 7-on-7, and, of course now, girls flag football.
Awesome. And so just doing a little bit of research on your website, it seems that those who work with Battle Sports have their own experience in football. Did you play it all yourself, or what's your connection?
So I played myself until I couldn't play anymore based on the talent that was around me, was better than me. But when I started this, my son was, I think it was like 7. And we really rode that journey as a football family, a coach. He's a quarterback at UNLV now. And so it really was a family affair just about every way. So we lived it as parents and coaches and, of course, people that spend their days trying to make football better and more protective and maybe just a little swaggier for kids out there today.
Yes, we love swaggy. So just switching gears and talking about the Kansas City Classic. So the game itself, it's the Nebraska Huskers and then the Cincinnati Bearcats, which is supposed to be happening on August 28th. Now, this game was already scheduled, but then we read that Arrowhead Events decided to turn it into the Kansas City Classic and named Battle Sports the title sponsor for the event. Talk about just what that means for you.
Yeah, it's a different approach. I mean, I would argue that we're the best in grassroots football in the country. Pick the brand. And we do it better than anybody. And so this was a bit of a shift for us to reach out, drive further awareness to people who might not be on social media, parents that might have younger kids that play flag football. If they've shopped at major sporting goods retail stores, they're probably familiar with the brand. If they have a older sibling, they're familiar with the brand. But I think it gives the opportunity to drive awareness on what we do, the products that we put forth for the customers. We just launched cleats this year exclusively with Dick's Sporting Goods, which has gone extremely well. You're going to see some pretty cool stuff, I think, from a branding standpoint the night of the game as it relates to that. It just gives us the opportunity to reach a broader audience and tell our story to people who might not be immersed in social media or yet high school football.
And, you talk about reaching a broader audience. I mean, this game itself is going to be broadcast on ESPN. So you're going to be reaching a wider audience with that. I mean, what does that even mean for you, the level of exposure that Battle Sports will get with this game being nationally televised?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. I mean, like I said, I don't think anybody does it better than us in grassroots. I mean, no one has a more engaged social media platform. Pick the brand. I think we're better. So if you're on social media and you're a player, you know who we are. Like I said, if you've shopped at a major sporting goods retailer, you know who we are. But I think it gives us the opportunity to tell the story. And I just saw the commercial yesterday of Battle that is broader. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, you guys are a mouthguard company or you're a glove company or a backplate company. But I think the commercial gives us the opportunity to tell that story more broadly and then drive people to our social media platforms where they can learn about who we are, what we do, what we stand for. So it's an exciting opportunity for us.
You talk about how this is going to be an ongoing football tradition. This will be the first year of the Classic, but what will you say it will take for it to continue, for that story to continue to be told through the years?
The Classic, like bringing college football teams together at, say, a pro stadium?
Yep.
I think it's the competition. I mean, people want to see certain teams play, and the more exciting the competition, the more exciting the matchup. I think that you have a model that will absolutely work going forward. The game, it's my understanding, is pretty much sold out. So I would guess the colors are similar, but I would guess there's going to be a lot of Nebraska fans that are going to make the trip down to watch this game. I mean, we're super excited to go watch Nebraska play in Arrowhead. I think there's going to be a lot of hype about it. It's a week 1 game, obviously the best game that you're going to watch, on Thursday night. So I think that the ability to bring the matchups together is going to drive the excitement and therefore support, an ongoing, classic type of game like this.
Yeah, I know the Husker fandom is pretty big, and they're super supportive. And then they have Dylan Raiola, who is like a protege of Patrick Mahomes, which is pretty cool to see that he'll be playing there as well during this game. So just anything else that you want to mention or add as it relates to the Kansas City Classic, the work that you're doing when it comes to football?
Yeah, I mean, I think you covered most of it. I think the reality is this is something that is pretty cool. They have a long heritage of pulling teams together. That's, Arrowhead, and giving something that the fans want to see. I mean, look, we're blessed to be in the sports business. Certainly there are days that just feel like a grind like every other job. But when you step back and reflect on what we get to do every day, it's an amazing blessing. And, we get to see all these kids come up. We're very, entrenched in, like I said, grassroots football, and being able to see, even with some of our players like a Jeremiah Smith from 10U, make it all the way up through high school, through college, and seeing these guys play. Not to mention, Jeremiah Smith's teammate from his youth team at our event is playing in this game. So it's really cool to get to see the kids play that we've known from a young age on a different platform. I mean, obviously Memorial Stadium is really cool, and I think everybody loves going down there to watch football, but this is a special and unique experience that I think the fans and the players will remember for a long time to come. So I just hope for a super competitive game with good weather.
Yes, we're all hoping for good weather. Hopefully it'll be that way since it's in August. And just again, for those of you who are just joining us, we are talking about the Kansas City Classic that's going to be happening at Arrowhead on Thursday, August 28th. The Nebraska Cornhuskers against the Cincinnati Bearcats is going to be airing on ESPN. But we also heard from Chris Circo here, who is the CEO of Battle Sports, that the game might also be sold out almost. So you might try to get those tickets if you still have some time. Chris, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right.
We are getting closer and closer to the weekend. I've got fun things for you over the weekend. And of course, I am counting Friday into the weekend. So on Friday is the KC Sunflower Festival. I did go to this last year, and I've never seen that many sunflowers in one location before. It was beautiful, but it is going to be hot. If you're thinking of feeling like fall-like conditions looking at a sunflower, that's not what's going to be happening. This is on Friday from 4 to 8. And then maybe you go and get a little snack afterwards, whatever you want to do. But, temperatures are going to be in the mid-90s by 4 o'clock. We're hanging out in the 90s through 8. So it is going to be hot. It is going to be steamy. Feels like conditions will be near the triple digits for much of the evening hours and eventually into the mid-90s. By the time we get to 10 o'clock, maybe when you're heading home or getting a snack, those temperatures will be into the upper 80s. I'm going to skip over Saturday, or actually not. I'm going to hang out with Saturday. Saturday, of course, is the Missouri State Fair. Nothing like a nice corn dog or a fried Twinkie, or I heard fried deviled eggs. I would love to try that. You could try it all at the Missouri State Fair. There's going to be performances and other events, and of course a carnival going on, and it opens early, 7 a.m., 7:30. When you could be getting out there. So temperatures for Saturday morning in the upper 70s. Then we are warming up 10 degrees by 11 into the upper 80s. We will see partly cloudy conditions. The chance for rain generally holds off until we head into the late evening into the overnight hours, but temperatures will make it into the 90s in Sedalia, and we could be feeling even hotter than that, closer to the triple digits. So overall, rain should be holding off, and if you're there for majority of the daytime hour, know it's going to be hot, it is going to be humid, and make sure to wear your SPF and maybe bring a fan too.
Welcome back in on this Friday. It is the segment we all know and love, K-City Guide with Adriana. How are you doing today?
Hey, ladies. I am so ready for the weekend. There is so much going on in Kansas City, as always. Why are we such a fun city?
I love it. And you know what? It's still summertime, so I think we're just trying to get these last-minute events in and enjoy the weather right now. And we have to start with Friday night.
Yes.
Food.
What are we doing tonight?
What are the plans?
Okay. We're always eating somewhere fun, but I need to send you guys to AHA Modern Indian Cuisine. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Indian food, but if you're not or haven't even tried it, go here and you're gonna fall in love. I'm telling you, the flavor.
Look at how it falls off of the bone.
It's so tender. Every dish is amazing. It was voted, so AHA was voted the best Indian restaurant by the Kansas City Star.
Love that.
And this place is fantastic. When I say everything is exploding with flavor, I absolutely mean that. Nothing, I've had so many dishes here. I go here at least once a month, and this place is just fantastic. So please, if you love Indian food and you haven't tried this place yet, do it. And if you've never tried Indian food, and I'm getting more and more into Indian food, and this place just has me sold.
Okay, so I have never tried Indian food.
So we're gonna
So
have to go.
what would be like your go-to? Just trying it out first time.
Butter chicken, dragon chicken. So they're all about spice as well. So you
That's
need
what
to
I
tell
heard.
them like mild, medium, or spicy.
Taylor's like,
extra spice.
because she does not do spice.
Oh no, girl.
No, but when I go to when I do get Indian food, I do get it mild, but it's still so flavorful, and I love the rice. Oh my god, I love the rice.
They have so many different types of rice.
I'm a big
I love
rice
naan,
person.
Oh, the naan bread is fantastic.
Love naan.
They have like
Okay, so what does naan bread taste like? Because I hear about it all the time, but like, how would you explain naan bread?
Garlic, a twist on garlic bread.
Yes,
Okay.
and they also have like a different like flavors and styles of naan bread like that you can choose from.
Yeah.
So you can get a basket and try different flavors. It's so good. Oh my gosh.
I think
All
garlic
right,
naan
so
would be like a safe starter.
A safe starter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so I will try that out. I'll start off with mild because I hear it is spicy. Just their food in general. So I will just. I'll start off with mild. Okay, so there's another option for Friday night, and I'm really, really excited about this one.
Yes, this is gonna be Friday or even Saturday night.
Yeah.
This is the all-new rooftop cinema club in the Crossroads. It's Kansas City's like newest rooftop movie theater, and it's like the absolute cutest. Now they show older movie classics, so I just went there the other night and they played 10 Things I Hate About You. I love that.
Oh my god.
They give you headphones. There's a popcorn and snack station. There's food as well. There's a bar. So it's really, really an awesome experience, especially like watching a film under the stars. And the view is just incredible.
Yeah, I can only imagine the skyline view. And so it looks like a lot of people have already gotten their hands on tickets because I just see join wait lists here. It's all booked.
Please join the wait list. I mean, people do cancel, and maybe just like show up and take a peek at it.
Yeah.
Super bad.
Super bad. The Notebook. I mean, the variety here. Love and Basketball, The Devil Wears Prada, White Chicks, La La Land.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot. I know. So I would go tonight.
Okay.
But I'm with my boyfriend, and so they're playing How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and I would love that. I love that movie.
I do too.
Oh, and at 11:30.
Clueless.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, The Great Gatsby. They have some good ones on here, and I love that this is an option here in KC now. What movie did you see, Adriana?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, are you going to return, or what movie do you
Absolutely.
want to see played
So
here?
I think on Saturday night they're showing Scream.
Yes.
I love Scream.
She's like, that's what I want to see. Is the
grab
scary
your
movie.
grab your boo.
Oh my
Have
goodness.
a date night, watch a scary film, and
That's a cool
you're
concept.
good
I
to
love
go.
that.
Okay, Taylor, what movie do you want to see here?
Okay, so I was looking at the list,
Yeah.
and I saw Friday, but I kind of want to maybe go off of something that I haven't really seen before. So let's see. Okay, so if I were to go with my boyfriend, I see they have Pulp Fiction on there. I think he would probably like to see that one, and I haven't seen it. Tarantino movies sometimes like it's too much blood, so it just like
It can
messes
be,
with my stomach. But I would go see that one.
And they're playing Pretty Woman and Sinners. Oh wow, that movie just
Yes.
came out not too long ago.
Yeah, Sinners
so
was good.
I am excited about that. Okay, so moving along to Saturday morning. What's going on? Where should we go?
Okay, I want to send you guys to Luna KC in Woodside Village. Now they're having a really cool event called Endless Summer Get Together, and it's so Luna is also a part of ULA. It's a men and women's clothing
Look
store.
at you.
It's a really, really cute.
Cute.
So
Look at the fit.
Thank you.
Don't play with it.
I'm going on vacation, so I did a little shopping. So it starts from, so it's sort of like a brunchy, like a brunch style event. It starts at 10 and it goes until noon. They're going to have Frosé from Vinter KC, customizable swimwear printing by JVB Swim, and they have the cutest swimwear. I just picked up a bikini there. Live music, ice cream, and pastries, and then you can also enter to win prizes. It's going to be such a fun morning.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Who doesn't love a little like sip and shop?
Yes.
And
There's gonna be some bites.
Sometimes it'll like motivate you to spend more money.
Yeah.
You get that little buzz in there.
Exactly.
Like, actually, this looks kind of cute. I kind of want to hang out a little bit longer.
Good.
Yeah.
You're gonna, find some cute clothing, and you're just gonna have a good time.
Love that.
Okay, something else that I have been talking about this week. I didn't even know this was a thing here. The Hot Dog Fest.
Yes. This is the Heart of America Hot Dog Festival at the World War I Museum and Memorial. They're having that there this time. Now, there's going to be outdoor food and music featuring, the music is featuring Silk and Eric Benet. It goes from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And it really celebrates the historical connection between our national pastime, which is baseball, and the All-American Hot Dog, and the proceeds benefit the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
I love
It's
it.
a really cool event. I went last year,
Yeah.
and it's really exciting to see them at a new location this year. So it's going to be a big deal. It's fun. Everybody, I mean, the music acts are really great. Everybody moves and grooves and really just enjoys themselves.
Yeah, and Silk and Eric Benet, they're like hot from the 90s.
Yeah.
That nostalgia. And I always love just seeing those acts continue to tour
Yeah.
and, just showing that they're continuing to make an impact and they draw the people out.
Yeah,
So,
it's all for a great cause and all for some good food as well. So we love that. So moving along, Saturday or Sunday, you have an option here.
Yes.
There's a show that's going on.
Frozen at Starlight Theater. Now, for the first time ever, the experience the musical phenomenon that has taken the world by storm. Okay, so it's based on the Academy Award-winning animated feature film, Disney's Frozen. It includes all the film's beloved songs, along with the new music written exclusively for the stage. So a lot of my friends have already gone to this show. They took the kids, and they say that it is really amazing and it's such a good time. So if you're a fan of Anna and Elsa and Sven and Olaf and the rest of them, you're gonna love this.
And it includes some Kansas Cityans. I know that. Those two young girls we saw here on your screen. And Adriana, I have to let you in on a secret. It's not really a secret anymore because I called her out multiple times.
my
She has
gosh.
never seen Frozen. Have you seen Frozen, Adriana?
Of course I've
Yeah.
seen Frozen.
not.
Just have to call her out every chance I get.
You don't have to watch it. But I am guilty of not knowing like the whole song, all the songs.
Yeah,
I just
that's
know,
okay.
Let it go.
I do know that.
And then
I know that part.
And then that's where it ends. That's all I know. Yes, so go to that website, the Starlight website. You can purchase your tickets. I know they're still available for the weekend. Okay, so moving along, Sunday lunch. What are we doing?
Okay, I'm gonna hand you this, Taylor.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but
It's a
in
whole
here,
spread.
it's a
Whole spread.
spread of tacos, tortas. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Oh, let me tell you what this place is. It's called Fruitopia, and it's located in Kansas City. And you're gonna have some great Mexican food, authentic Mexican. Oh, this smells so good. Right?
Oh my goodness.
And then also they have really great desserts like the Dubai chocolate covered strawberry.
That I am so excited about. I've seen it all over your
Have you
Instagram.
tried it yet?
I have not tried it. I should do a live reaction, but I don't have.
Yes, and look at the fruit.
Okay,
smells
you
good,
just
though.
open it and pick a strawberry with your hand and just pop it in. Okay, here we go.
It is
Ooh, and that's like
so-
some chocolate
it is
on
so
it.
good. So Fruitopia is one of my favorite places.
Oh my God.
Ooh, you got chocolate on it?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the kataffi. It's kind of.
It's nice and sweet.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
it is. It's
a
perfect.
thing. Oh my God, it's so good. So
Oh.
we are gonna snack on this.
Janae loves it.
After this,
I am
segment.
going to tear this when it gets done.
So good.
I am so excited.
So
Okay.
I won't.
What else should we get here?
Oh my gosh. They also have the viral, let's see, the viral ice cream. No, what's it called? The viral fruit ice cream.
Yeah, I've
Have you guys
seen
seen
that.
those? Those are really good. They have those. They have a birria tacos here. I'm a ceviche girl, so I love a good ceviche. You can get ceviche here. Always count on them for ceviche. And just a plethora of desserts. I'm telling you, like, this is not just like Mexican food place, but it's also desserts. And like I'm a sucker for fruit cups.
Yes.
With
So good.
tahini and hot sauce, all that good stuff.
Hot sauce in your fruit?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
She is just not a spice person. She said
I'm
hot
a
sauce on your
total
fruit.
spice person. So this place is wonderful to get treats and food.
Yeah.
And like that tray, if you want something,
so good.
any of that stuff,
want that
the
tray.
tacos, taquitos, quesadillas,
So good.
They are at Fruitopia.
Cannot wait.
I'm gonna have to go there because when you mentioned taquitos, like the only time I really had a taquito was like at a gas station. So I need like a real taquito.
Go ahead and try it for us.
Right now. Okay.
Now that you've said it.
Go.
Wait, so what kind of taquito is that?
I think it's just a beef taquito. Maybe
beef
chicken.
one?
Oh, it looks like maybe chicken.
It's like a mixture.
It's good.
Is it?
It's tasty.
Okay, so as she chews, Adriana, tell us about the Sunday dinner. Where are we going for dinner on Sunday?
Get some good Mediterranean food by
Okay.
going to Jerusalem Cafe. They have locations in Mission, Westport, Independence, and one in OP inside World Fresh Market. I love their gyros here. The my friend was up in my face with his camera.
Like, we're gonna get the reaction.
Get that camera, like back that camera up, please. Okay, please back up. But the food is great here. The flaming cheese appetizer is phenomenal. So if you guys don't know what to get for an appetizer, get the flaming cheese.
Yeah.
Get maybe like a classic gyro, and then get a side of hummus and
Oh, I love
pita bread.
hummus.
You can't go wrong. The fries are great there, and also their lemonades are fantastic.
I was gonna ask about the drinks.
They have frozen lemonades as well. Mango, strawberry, a classic lemonade.
Yeah.
They also have like a blue lemonade, which is pretty fantastic. So
Refreshing.
this is a great dinner spot. If you go to the Westport location, actually in the Mission location, they have a patio that you can sit
we love
out
that.
and enjoy. But I do love the Westport location for their patio.
And I remember like the nights of hanging out in Westport and then the truck was out, you know, get the little late night bite from Jerusalem Cafe.
Yes.
But now that I'm, you know, a little more settled in my life.
Now that I've relaxed.
I better go sit down on the patio
I'm still
and enjoy
hanging
it
out at
instead.
Westport.
She
I go
is
to bed early,
hilarious.
I'm out. I'll do it for you.
All right, well, that will wrap up our K-City guide for this Friday going into the weekend. And one more thing. We have one more thing because we have to talk about Saturday. The Chiefs are kicking off the preseason, taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and we have something to kind of celebrate that.
I brought in the cookies.
She's always bringing in the
The
goodies.
Sweet Shack made these custom Chiefs cookies.
Oh,
Why don't you
love this.
pick one up, Taylor?
Okay, I'm going to pick up the Kelsey one.
I knew she was going to do that. 87.
I'm so happy you
Kelsey
remembered.
cookie.
That is so cute. I don't even want you to bite it.
I won't.
Look at her.
I'll bite it later.
Our little model. No, that is so cute. So we are just, a few hours away. The countdown is officially on until the preseason game tomorrow.
Guys.
So
Exciting.
definitely something to celebrate. Adriana, we want to thank you so much for joining us here at the live desk for K-City Guide this week. Remind our viewers how they can follow you on social media.
Yes, at Casey Lifestyle Girl. Follow along, and I'll take you all over Kansas City, my friends.
I love it. We'll be right back after the break.
We're going to have some fun here talking about the dog days, the origination. We're going to head on up to the sky and take a look at the stars. The brightest star in the night sky, the sun is the brightest star, but in the night sky is the Sirius star. It is the brightest star. It's called the dog star for many reasons that go back to Greek, and I'm not going to go through the Greek translation, the Latin translation, and all that. Just know that's where it goes through, and it's part of the constellation Canis Majoris. So let's talk about what it is. It is a rising of the Sirius star into the visible sky, and it happens to coincide with part of the hottest times of the year, especially in the northern hemisphere, and that's connected to heat and drought and storms and disease. So you can tell it didn't have a real good reputation to begin with. In fact, I could break it down a little bit more. In Egypt, they used it to signal. You got to remember, way back in ancient times, they were looking at the stars to figure things out. They were using it to figure out when the annual flooding of the Nile would begin. In Greece, it got uncomfortably hot part of the summer. Now, I can't pronounce these two. I don't speak Swedish or Finnish, but both of those words mean rot month. And it just meant that it's so hot that all the fruits and vegetables a lot of times would rot before they could eat them in those countries. So again, it had another bad reputation as being known as rot month. So that's the origin of the dog days. But now let's check in with meteorologist Stevie Stevenson looking at the new view of the dog days of summer.
Nowadays, the term dog days of summer takes on a bit of a different meaning. Now, that is when we find the hottest time of year, at least according to climatology. So we pull open the history books and we go back through the records of the past 50 or so years, and we average out those maximum temperatures each day. We find that from July 16th all the way through August 7th, we find an average high temperature of around 89 degrees. That's our dog days of summer, our hottest time of year. And let's see how this year stacked up with that. Tons of data points spanning back from July 16th all the way to today on your August 7th. And we can see, compared to that red line, which brings in that normal high of 89, that we have a lot of data points riding below that. That's why it doesn't come as a huge surprise that we fell cooler than that average afternoon high of 89 degrees since July 16th, bringing us back in at the rank of 35. 86.1 degrees was what we found in the afternoons on average, that hottest time of day, significantly cooler than that average of 98.5 back in 2012. So this year, middle of the pack. I know we had some really hot days in there. We definitely had a nicer, cooler start to August, but once we crunch in the numbers, that's how this year's dog days of summer ended up.